Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Sunday. All right, guys. Well, tonight we get the new episode of Love Hotel, also the new Real Housewives of Atlanta. I was saying earlier, if you guys see me and I have one eye that's like looking at you all cross-eyed and whatnot, it's because I lost one of my contacts, so I have to go get my new pair, which is so exciting because I live on an island and it's like a 50-minute drive. So I'm gonna be driving like this because Pippa ate my prescription glasses. Happy Sunday, everyone. It just gets better and better. However, we are back to talk about some Valley shenanigans. And on top of that, if you think I'm having a bad day, Bethenny Frankel is having a worse one, even though the money that she has probably cushions the blow. So smash the like button, show some love, and let's jump right in. All right, guys. So where do we start? I don't know. Yeah, I do. We're starting right here. So thank you to Brittany Cartwright. There were a few key takeaways from a little situation that came out. And thank you also to Bravo and Blaze for sharing this video. But it was funny because Brittany went in and she gave her perspective on Jax Taylor's bipolar diagnosis and their relationship. And she discussed her worst days with Jax, but she also highlighted his like past bipolar diagnosis and refusal to take prescription medicine. Yeah, that's a huge problem. I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Empire, but yeah, you could see where one of the brothers never took his bipolar medication. He would always fall off the wagon. Now, she did recall that Jax was diagnosed a year before his 2024 rehab stay, but never filled the prescription despite pleas like from her and her sister. But Jax made an admission and he admitted to being diagnosed with bipolar disorder during a rehab stay. And he stated that he initially believed he was dealing with depression. And he expressed, he was relieved after receiving the correct diagnosis. And he did emphasize that medication has helped him avoid blowups. But moving on from that point, he does claim that he has improved a lot, but his behavior during filming suggests like there has been some lingering issues. And I have talked to a couple of the cast members where they say that Jax, he is going to be perceived a lot worse as the season goes on. But he did interrupt Brittany multiple times during a taping, which Bravo and Blaze posted. And this was during the after show where she was like, legitimately like, I'm taping. And he's like, why are you being so mean? She's like, I'm not being mean. I am taping. I am taping. And he's like, what's wrong with you? She's like, bitch, I'm working. Sometimes, Brittany, I get that. Sometimes people don't understand. Like yesterday, I was saying this to Jason today. We have a baby shower that we were supposed to go to. And I was looking and there was like a ton of different videos coming out. And Jason and our friends ended up going to the baby shower. I am not going to the baby shower, but I also bought a present for the baby shower. I have to work. And sometimes when you have to work, it's like you are working and things are coming out. You're doing things. This is not my only job. We have multiple businesses and that's okay. Like sometimes you have to work. And if somebody knows you or whatever, they understand that you have to work and then you make it up to them later. It's not the end of the world. But for him, he knows what he's doing and he's calling in while they're taping because he wants to make a spectacle out of something. Anyways, let's move on to the Bethenny Frankel of it all. By the way, this shit, I don't know how this is really going to pan out for her because Bethenny Frankel, like right now, she kind of looks like a little bit of an asshole. I'll explain why. Bethenny was criticized for selling gifted designer items to Poshmark, right? So pretty much what was said was, I guess she's clapping back at this designer who's shading her for selling the goods that he gifted her on Poshmark. But it was Logan Home who called her out on social media and he accused her of selling a shirt made of vintage Chanel scarves from his collection for $2,000 and 2 hats for $350 each under a fake name. So Bethenny obviously freaked out, and she said, maybe someone's not as much of a girl boss as they claim to be. You hard up for money. J. Logan asked in the That's what J. Logan asked in the caption. And then he also said, presenting the hat I sent Bethenny Frankel as a gift, which popped up on Poshmark today. And in his post, a shirt and hat were seen being offered by someone under the username at RobbieJones20. But I think he pretty much thinks those have to be his. Oh, God, that's not good. That's not good. It's never good to be called out, Bethenny. Never good to be called out. But J. Logan also shared a DM that he sent Bethenny. This just gets better. Like, what? Are we for real right now? Yeah, it just gets better. And he sent Bethenny where he begged her to return his items. He said, Bethenny, I noticed the shirt that I sent you as a gift is on Poshmark. As a small business being sued by Chanel, I cannot afford to give out product unless it's going to someone who appreciates it. And I will gladly send you a label to return the shirt. Please let me know. Thank you for understanding. And that was right here where he said, I even offered to send a return label. Okay. Now, in March of last year, J. Logan was sent a cease and desist from Chanel and is no longer able to sell his designs that feature their products. However, he can give them away. Following the sharing of J. Logan's post, Bethenny offered statements of her own on Instagram, and she confirmed that she was selling the items, but insisted that the sales were to go to her charity, Be Strong, which was aiding the California wildfires. And she said, this person is doing it to be somebody. This person sent me something months ago. I have said, I don't want it. I don't want the shit. I don't want it. People send it anyways. He's trying to be famous. I hope you're famous. I hope everybody buys your products. And according to Bethenny, she has 3 piles for consignment and giveaway, and Posh and J. Logan's items went in the Posh pile. Posh goes to Be Strong. I did not care for the items when it came, so I am sorry. Cry about it. Oh, God. Bethenny is a savage. In addition to designing one-of-a-kind shirts, though, made with vintage designer scarves from like Hermes, Celine, Gucci. I think there was also a couple pieces worn by like Travis Kelce, Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, Chrissy Teigen. It's also been featured in a lot of magazines, including Vogue. But he said, if I were looking to ride someone's coattails, it would not be Bethenny Frankel's. I've dressed actual icons, people with their last names that light up stadiums and real estate across the globe. Giving Bethenny free pieces was about spotlighting sustainable fashion, not scoring points off of a fading housewife turned reseller. If she thought that she was doing me a favor, she can rest easy knowing I've got much bigger names in my phone who don't need to resell gifts on Poshmark to pay for their Botox. Oh, God. I don't know if that's true either. But there was a rep for Bethenny who told the outlet that all proceeds from Bethenny's Poshmark goes to Be Strong, where 100% of the efforts do support disaster relief. So J. Logan remains unhappy with Bethenny, and his lawyers are considering taking legal action against her. But they said it is outrageous that Bethenny Frankel would accept complimentary merchandise in good faith only to anonymously resell those pieces for personal profit. These garments were offered to support an emerging creative, not to be commodified in a faceless online storefront. We are actively evaluating all available legal options and ready to move forward. What the? If she's taking the pieces, right? And she doesn't actually want the pieces, who cares? Like, really, who cares? She's giving them to charity. This is so dumb. I don't know. I'm in agreement with Bethenny Frankel on this. Guys, I want to hear what your thoughts are. Pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And we'll see you in a little bit. Love you guys.